Hello, my name is Amanda Binaco. I'm a beginning oboe player, and I'm going to show you a little bit about the oboe. We're going to learn how to assemble and disassemble it, um, the oboe embouchure, correct articulation, playing the first notes on the oboe, which include G, A, B, and C. And then I'm gonna just go ahead and play two little excerpts for you, including Accent on Oboe and Jingle Bells. So, first things first, never play on an oboe reed without soaking it first. Warm water does work best. My reed has been soaking for about 2 minutes, which is about how long you should soak it for, at least 2 minutes. And like I said, warm water works best, but if you don't have access to warm water, cold water or cool water works much better than no water. So I have mine submerged in like a pill bottle here. As you can see, the cane of the reed, that wooden part, is completely submerged. My water even goes a little bit up to the thread, which is fine. My reed water does not cover the cork. You don't want to submerge that cork, that top part, into your reed water, because it'll just make it break down and deteriorate faster. So let's go ahead and put our oboe together while my reed is soaking. So we'll start with the bell here. And we'll take this middle joint. And we're gonna really be careful not to squeeze or bend any of these delicate keys on the oboe. And we're gonna align up these rods on the bottom. I'll show you in a second. So see, I have those two rods lined up. Now we'll go ahead and grab this top joint. We're just gonna do the same thing. If you feel like you can't get it together, and the cork is too dry, feel free to use a generous amount of cork grease, or however much cork grease you need. So that's assembled. I have these two rods aligned up. And then last but not least, we're going to go ahead and insert our reed. And that's going to go into this little hole up here. So I'm taking my reed out of the reed cup. Me personally, I like to just blow through the reed just a little bit before I actually put it on the instrument and play with these double reed instruments. Very important, when you play the oboe, you're putting the least amount of cane in your mouth as possible. So the least amount of this reed is going into your mouth as possible. So I'll demonstrate. And you can just put the reed on the bottom lip, curl in, and that'll give you the least amount of reed as possible. I'm going to go ahead and make sure the reed is pushed all the way down into the oboe, and that it's at and make sure it's at a good angle for me. And it is. So the reed is going to be at a 45-degree angle to your mouth. Like I said, you're taking in the least amount as possible into your mouth. Don't do what I do and let it creep in more and more while you're practicing. Just keep an eye on that. When you're playing the oboe, don't pull your elbows in. Have your elbows out. Keep those wrists straight and relaxed. We don't want to cause any more tension than we need to. And then keep those hands in a cupped C position. We don't want collapsed joints, okay? Just a nice cupped C position, elbows out, not really out, don't get out of control with it, but don't have them pulled in. And nice, straight, relaxed wrists. When I play the oboe with my embouchure, I think round, equal pressure from the top and bottom, equal pressure. This really helps me when I'm playing like in the low register and my notes aren't popping out. It's usually one of two things. I'm taking in too much mouthpiece, or I'm putting like more pressure on the bottom. I don't have round equal pressure. And for me, that causes the low notes to not respond as well. Remember while playing the oboe that it takes very little air but a lot of pressure. Don't get the terms pressure and tension mixed up. Pressure does not equal tension. We want a relaxed, steady airstream. And when playing the oboe, exhaling really becomes key. You need to exhale and let out old air before you inhale to let in new air. Remember not to bite down. You don't want too much pressure on the bottom, you don't want too much pressure on the top, and you definitely don't want to bite down on that reed. When articulating, your tongue is forward and it's low. So, like for example, first note on the oboe, G. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to go ahead and articulate that G a little bit. So what I'm going to do is the tip of my tongue is going to touch the tip of the bottom blade of the reed. It's just going to touch it a little bit, and I'm going to have a constant, relaxed, and steady airstream to keep that good articulation. So let's just go ahead and tongue on that G. So something really important to remember is to keep the constant flow of air and to keep it steady. So we just played G. We're going to go up to A and then B. And then C is just going to be 1 and 1. So again, G, A, B, C. Let's slur them first. Keep that air going. Now let's articulate those notes. Each new note will be articulated. So again, tip of the tongue is going to touch that bottom blade of the reed, and we have the least amount of reed in the mouth as possible. Good. Remember also to keep the tongue forward and low when articulating, and you can use like the syllables O. That's a good one to think of when articulating. Let's go ahead and we're going to play the C major 2-octave scale. So, beginning on C major, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. This first one here, up to D, E, F, G, A, B, C, half whole D. I'm sliding this down, I'm not covering up this hole. Bring it up to half whole D. A little bit tricky now. When we go to E, we're going to go back up and cover that hole. Bring this finger up, and we're going to make sure that we hit that back octave key. With the back octave key still down, up to F, G. Now, when we go up to A, we still have that back octave key down, but we're going to hit the side octave key gently with our pointer finger. So when we go from G to A, make sure that you're hitting the side octave key. side octave key remains down with the backed octave key, going from A to B to C. It remains down, going from C down to B to A. Then you can release that side octave key, but you still need the back octave key down. We're going down to G, F, E. Half hold E. Get rid of that octave key to C, and so on down the scale. So let's go ahead and give that 2-octave C major scale a try. So there you have it, the C major scale, 2 octaves, and we'll just go ahead and move on to the pieces. I will start with accent on oboe, which actually contains 2 new notes, B flat and E flat. So for B flat, no octave key, we're just playing this A. We're going to add 1. This finger's still up. We have A, 1. So B flat. Oh, it looks like we also have an E flat in there. So for that, we're going to do half hold D, half hole, move it down, don't cover this hole. And we're just going to add this bottom key, which is the E flat key. It might be a little bit like far of a reach for you if you're not used to playing the oboe, but you'll get a lot better at it and comfortable with like where your hands are. Excuse me. The more you play. So here it is, accent on oboe. Move on to Jingle Bells here. Getting that holiday spirit. I like how Jingle Bells has those breath marks marked in. Accent on oboe did not, but Jingle Bells does have breath marks put in there for you. And actually, like, it's when you're playing the oboe, it's good to mark in your music where you're going to take a breath and let new air in, as well as where you're going to exhale and let old air out. So that is like a good habit to get into with marking your oboe music. So enough talking, let's get to Jingle Bells. besides those little blips, I'm sure you heard them going to the B flat. Just need to be a little bit more cleaner when starting on that B flat. We want so just nice clean notes. I think that's it. I'll go ahead and show you how to clean out the oboe and properly disassemble it and put it away. So let's go ahead and do that. First things first, put this precious reed away. We don't want it to break. Just grab it by the cork, pull. Don't hit yourself in the head like I did the very first time I practiced the oboe and was taking it apart. Alright, reeds put away. So, let's go ahead and just go in the reverse order. Ooh, nope, we're going to swab it first. So, hold this oboe upside down. Make sure there are no knots or tangles in your oboe swab. Which, oh great, there's a knot. And I definitely would like to get that out before I even attempt to swab my oboe. If you ever like put it the weighted end down, so you have your oboe upside down, go ahead and drop that weighted end of the swab through and it comes out the other end. So I'm just going to gently and slowly pull it through the instrument. If I feel any tension or I feel like that swab doesn't want to come through, I'm going to stop because I don't want to break anything. Beautiful. I'm going to do it one more time. These instruments tend to get pretty spitty. Nice and easy, it just comes right on out. And we're going to take the oboe apart in the opposite order that we put it together. Don't squeeze the keys, don't bend the keys. We're going to go ahead and take that top joint off, put it back in our case. We're going to go ahead and take that middle joint off, gently, back in the case. Bell, back in the case. We're going to make sure we close our case. This way we don't pick up an open case. And it'll help us avoid broken instruments. So there you have it. Pretty much like beginner oboe session. While this video's up, if you're watching this and you have any questions, feel free to ask in the comments. Thank you.